Mitchels team. And by the way, I was actually captain of Ballyboden St Endas in 1973 when I left. And so in 1978 it was a great honour for me to be made captain of the Mitchels team. I was the only outsider from Castlebar, and it was a great privilege for me to captain captain the Mitchels.
Ballybar.
And we were lucky enough to win the senior championship that year. So I went on and played senior football with them for about 7 or 8 years. And after that then I actually became senior team manager. I went straight into senior team management. And lucky enough I was manager when we won the championship in 1986 and in 1988. And after that...
I think we let a good one go, did we?
Not really, no.
Sean, tell us about your involvement with Ballyboden St Endas.
This could be our
Started way back at minor level. In fact, at that stage, it was back in the early 60s. And we had a minor team here, but half of them were about 21 years of age at the time. And we used to have to hide them in Bushy Park at these places when the double selectors came looking for the minors to turn out for the county. Well, we also had one chap that played minor, but he used to arrive on this bicycle with a carrier on the back and a crossbar in the front with 2 kids, and he played minor. We only had one umpire, and he had to watch the ball and watch the 2 kids.
That's a great story.
But they were good days. They were interesting.
What about, just to bring it forward to today, has this taken you by surprise, Sean, this wonderful run that the current football squad have gone on? You know, not the famous squad of Dublin by no means at all, but you know, upset after upsets, brought down some of the big guns. They're in an All-Ireland final, can you believe it?
The club now, we talk about
The club.
the thing is that there's always been this ability of players to play with Ballyboden St Endas to win. They always had this ability, or the willingness to win, to play all out and flat out in every game. And all the years that I played through the late 60s and after the 70s, it was always the same. And like we won intermediate junior and intermediate hurling and junior intermediate football. I went on, won the 3rd division senior league and the 2nd division senior league and moved up to the 1st division. So we're always very competitive from around this part of the world. Always very. And it's still there today. Still there today. I just want to say that now, I hope that the lads tomorrow are tuned up rightly and that they don't start off underestimating these guys from Castlebar, because they are absolutely a very strong, a very talented football outfit, and they will start this game all out, because they will become absolutely total heroes completely if they win this game. It hasn't been an All-Ireland in Castlebar in Mayo for 1951.
What's the feeling down in Castlebar, Leo? What's the talk?
That's just about to end, I think, tomorrow.
I heard that the odds are, I think the bookies make them red hot favourites, but I was talking to someone during the week from Mayo, and the feeling down there, well, maybe you can confirm or deny this, we just have to turn up and we'll win that Andy Merrigan trophy.
No, not any team coming from Mayo into Croke Park to play that won't happen. They know that it's going to be hard earned if they win it. So they're not taking anything for granted. They beat a very good Corofin team, All-Ireland champions, in a good game in the Connacht final, and they beat a very, very, very tough physical side in Crossmaglen. So they're hardened and they're hungry, I can tell you. They're more hungry than anything else.
And that the experience of being in Croke Park and playing in an All-Ireland final as well, that has to stand for them, doesn't it?
As of course, yeah, they were there 2 years ago, beaten by Dermot Connolly. That will stand to them, I think, tomorrow. I think about maybe 12 or so of the team that played that day are playing again tomorrow. So, no, they're looking forward to it, and they're not overconfident by any manner of means at all.
Before we get your final predictions of the match, I just want to talk about there's obviously a lot of Mayo fans here, there's a lot of Dublin fans as well. Sean, it's a great rivalry between the two counties as well. Do you have any particular memories yourself of facing Mayo over the years? Did you get the chance to meet them much?
Yeah, well, back in '71, they beat us in the National League final. a fellow called JJ Cribben was a priest. And we were winning by a point with seconds to go in the game, and high ball come in and he got his fist to it and stuck it in the back of the net. And we were devastated at that particular stage.
He was fullback. Huh? He was fullback.
You weren't around that time to know who Of course, the Mayo lads have lost a good few of their teams, a couple of their teams since then through various activities. Ray Prendergast was a great friend of mine. He played fullback. He died of cancer at 32 years of age. Was one of them shot, I think. John Morgan was shot at the siege or something like that. And there was one more that passed away as well. But I've been lucky enough with the Dublin team that I played with, we're all still around. After all those years and all the hardship and all the people meant to get up to, we've survived it all, the whole panel has survived it all. So we're lucky enough for that.
Well, can I interrupt you there before you come in, Leo? When I was growing up, I played with a hurling club, played a bit of football on the downtime. Well, I was never the most skillful footballer, but I was kind of a bit of an enforcer, a blocker, and stop their best man. I used to love watching the old tapes. And when I first saw 1975 All-Ireland final, Mickey Ned O'Sullivan dancing through the Dublin team, he beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Dublin players, and then he ran into this fella. And he ended up in hospital. It was hard. Was it fair?
Well, he had come down the middle a couple of times, and I'd sent forward out, or to slow him down further out the pitch and not letting him in, because when he got in close, he was really dangerous at that stage. But obviously they weren't listening, so the job had to be taken on hand and dealt with immediately.
You're good friends now, though, yourself and
We're
Mickey
the
Ned.
best of pals now. Anytime he comes to Dublin, he gives me a shout. We go for a couple of scoops at the same time. We haven't carried it always covered on the emergency. And the only regret I have about what happened at that particular day, and I've never said this before, he was captain of the team that year, and I was captain. And they won the All-Ireland, but Pat Spillane went up the steps to take the cup. And it's once in a lifetime, there's only one man in this country that walks up those steps for to receive the Samuel World Cup. He was in hospital at the time, and Pat Spillane got the cup. And that was the only thing. Now, after being the captain myself and going up and getting the cup, I know what it feels like. And I sort of regret that it happened. But it's things that happen on the pitch. It wasn't malicious or it wasn't intended, it was just a collision between, we all got into a bunch at full speed and he came out the worst. Could be any one of the three of us. Okay, I wasn't
Butter wouldn't melt in his mouth.
What was it like for you as the brothers of this lad, kind of growing up and having him in the limelight like that?
Actually, it was fantastic altogether. We were only young lads at the time, and we were following Dublin for years and years and years before they had actually achieved to win the All-Ireland. So we were enjoying the crack all over the place, up and down Leinster matches, and it was fantastic to have a brother that had won an All-Ireland. I remember that really well. We were really, really proud, and the fact that he had played for Ballyboden as well was a great honour for the club here.
And I suppose just to finish up on the Dublin thing, you talk to Jim Gavin, he's on the record as talking about his heroes growing up, or that famous team from the 1970s, and he kind of wants to recreate that with this current bunch, and he's doing some job so far, playing lovely stylish football, and I just wonder how the two, is it fair to compare the two teams, Sean, the team of today and the team back in the 70s? How do you think you get on against them?
I know one thing, you certainly beat him at the drinking.
I'm not sure you fit into Jim's plans. I'd have to look elsewhere for that full back.
I don't think so, because the present panel have a huge backroom team, and they've all sorts of specialists there. We only had the two selectors and Kevin Heffernan, coach and trainer. And we had one physio, and that's all we had. And you were lucky if you got a bottle of milk after training. And there was a packet of marinated biscuits. This is sweets, the Thompson Glacier mints. No wonder if we went to the pub afterwards.
We'll finish up by talking about tomorrow and just get a couple of predictions. Sean, how are you feeling about tomorrow? How do you think tomorrow's going to go for Ballyboden St Endas?
It's going to be an exceptionally tough game for Ballyboden. They're going to have these Mayo lads are around a good while, and they're tough and they're strong and they're hungry for what they have never got. We're used to Crow Park. We know Crow Park, even though some of the lads mightn't have played in it that often, but they know Crow Park. Mayo might fear us a little, and that would give us an opportunity to get the jump on them early in the game, accumulate enough scores in the first 15 or 20 minutes to get a cushion and hold on to it then. And I think the lads here have that ability, and they have the work rate, and they have the will to hold on to that sort of a score. But if they fall behind, they're going to find it very hard to get any change out of it.
What about yourself? Have you divided loyalties?
No, I'd have to say at this stage, after spending 40 years as a member and working hard with the Mitchells, my heart and my head is 100% behind the Mitchells. And I would love to see, I'd love to see Castlebar winning an All-Ireland. You've no idea of what it would mean in Mayo to win an All-Ireland. So,
Yeah, next year.
Next year, Leo, next year.
What's another year?
Before I finish, I'd just like to say that there's a great relationship between Castlebar and Ballyboden. Like, we go back a long way. The first trip that Ballyboden made to Castlebar was in 1968. A Ballyboden team came down and played. We went down and played a friendly against the Mitchells. And in 1978, Sean will remember this. Ballyboden were invited down, and Dublin were invited the same day to the opening of our clubhouse in 1978. And that day, I think the Mitchells beat Ballyboden, Mayo beat Dublin, and I played for Ballyboden. I was played for the Mitchells. I was captain of the team. Sean was playing for Dublin, and Michael, my brother, was playing for Ballyboden. So it was a special kind of occasion. And there has been numerous challenge matches between Ballyboden and the Mitchells over the years, and even I don't know whether any of you are here that were involved with under 14 teams that came down and played with in the homemaker tournament. Jim Steins was down playing under 14. I think Paul McGinley was down and played under 14 in Castlebar. So is he there? I might remember. I don't know whether he does or not. They're saying it down there, Paul. I don't know whether it's true or not. But I think it was golf he was playing. It wasn't football. So regardless of what happens tomorrow, regardless of which team wins, I would love to see Castlebar and Ballyboden meeting up maybe later on in the year, having another challenge match, and on behalf of the Mitchells Club, I would invite them down to come down maybe during the year for a friendly again, and to renew that friendship that we've had.
After we beat you.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please put your hands together for the Doherty brothers?